96 years ago, the United States and Paraguay faced each other at a World Cup for the very first time. That was in 1930. Bert Patenaude scored a hat trick for the USA that day, the first in World Cup history. Now, in 2026, these two teams meet again at a World Cup. Same competition, completely different stakes. The United States is playing at home, at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, just outside Los Angeles, in front of 70,000 Americans who expect their team to win, and Paraguay is walking into that stadium having beaten Brazil, Argentina, and Uruguay on their way to this tournament. That is not an underdog story, that is a statement. Let's start with the USA, because this is a team that carries a very specific kind of pressure. In 2026 so far, the United States have played 4 matches and lost 3 against Germany, Portugal, and Belgium. Their only win came 3-2 against Senegal. That is the warm-up record for a co-host nation with a roster full of players from Europe's biggest clubs. The criticism has been loud. Manager Mauricio Pochettino has had to defend his selections publicly. He was given 21 months to prepare for this tournament without the pressure of qualifying games. Now the games that matter have started. The quality in this squad is real. Christian Pulisic leads the attack and is the most dangerous player on the pitch when he is on form. Tyler Adams, Weston McKennie, and Malik Tillman will play integral roles in midfield. Anthony Robinson on the left side is one of the best fullbacks in this tournament after a brilliant season for AC Milan. Folarin Balogun starts up front alongside Pulisic. The predicted USA lineup is Matt Freese in goal, Alex Freeman, Chris Richards, Tim Ream, and Anthony Robinson across the back, with Tyler Adams and Malik Tillman in the double pivot, Timothy Weah, Weston McKennie, and Christian Pulisic behind Folarin Balogun. One concern going into this game: Chris Richards was an injury doubt heading into the World Cup but has declared himself fit. He is expected to start. Now, Paraguay. And this story begins with a collapse and a comeback. Under the previous manager, Paraguay scored just 1 goal through the first third of their qualifying campaign, earning a meager 5 points. Then came the 2024 Copa America, where 3 defeats in the group stage finally prompted a managerial change. In came Gustavo Alfaro, an Argentine coach, a tactician who specializes in turning defensive organization into results against stronger opponents. Alfaro led Paraguay to a 9-game unbeaten run that featured home wins over Argentina and Uruguay. Their passage to the finals was confirmed with a goalless draw against Ecuador in the 17th of 18 fixtures. Solid defense underpinned their progress. They kept 10 clean sheets and conceded only 10 goals in 18 CONMEBOL matches, in games against Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay, and Colombia. That number tells you exactly what this team is built to do. For veteran leaders Miguel Almiron and Gustavo Gomez, this will be their first time at a World Cup. Almiron is the main attacking threat, the former Newcastle midfielder who now plays in MLS for Atlanta United. Alfaro made Almiron the focal point of a dynamic 4-4-2 system that often transforms into a 4-2-3-1 in attack. But there is an injury cloud hanging over Paraguay's opener, and it is a significant one. Forward, Julio Enciso was stretchered off the field in tears during Paraguay's final warm-up match, a 4-0 win over Nicaragua. The 22-year-old was carried off in the 25th minute with what his manager described as a double injury to his side and lower back, affecting his quadriceps. Enciso had contributed 12 goals during his season at Strasbourg in Ligue 1 and had been a regular starter throughout Paraguay's qualifying campaign, scoring 3 goals and providing 2 assists. He is expected to sit out the World Cup opener. Without Enciso, the creative burden falls on Almiron and Brighton midfielder Diego Gomez. Creative responsibility now rests heavily on those two. Paraguay are making their comeback to the World Cup after missing the last 3 editions. The last time they competed in the tournament in 2010, they reached the quarterfinals in South Africa. For many of these players, this is the only World Cup they will ever play in. So what does this game actually look like? Paraguay will sit deep, absorb pressure, and make the USA find a moment of quality to break them down. That is the Alfaro blueprint. It worked against Brazil. It worked against Argentina. Against a USA team that has been inconsistent in the final third under Pochettino, Paraguay's defensive organization could frustrate the home side for long stretches. The key battle is in the middle of the park. The central contest is likely between Tyler Adams and Miguel Almiron in the transition zones. Adams, with 54 caps for the United States, is responsible for screening the back four and breaking up attacks before they gain momentum. If Adams wins that battle, the USA controls the tempo. If Almiron finds space between the lines, Paraguay can be dangerous on the counter. The USA has the home crowd, the individual quality, and the added boost of playing in front of their own fans for the first time at a World Cup in 32 years. That matters. But Paraguay does not care about the crowd. They care about staying compact and hitting on the break. Here's the prediction. The USA wins this game, but it is not comfortable. Paraguay make them work for every chance. Pulisic creates the decisive moment. Balogun finishes it. But Paraguay keeps it tight and makes it a nervy second half. The call, USA 2, Paraguay 0. A narrow margin on paper, but a win that sends a message. And if Paraguay's defensive wall holds longer than expected, do not be surprised if it is 1-0 and 80 minutes of Pochettino pacing the touchline. USA 2, Paraguay 0, or USA 1, Paraguay 0 if the hosts struggle to break the defensive block. What is your prediction? Drop it in the comments. And if you are following every match of this World Cup, subscribe now. Group D is just getting started.